Okay, you're good. All you, girl. I'll mute people over here.
Okay, you want me to just get started?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, let's do it. All right, everyone, how are you guys? First of all, for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Nicole Keller, and I am so excited to be on here tonight. I don't know why I always get like the little butterflies every time I'm going to go live, especially, I said to Courtney, I said that I get so worried. I'm like, wow, Courtney's on and she's, you know, going to be listening in to me, and look at her in this company. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Courtney. And Courtney, you want to tell everyone what you just said to me?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, y'all, I think the same thing. I'm like, Nicole's coming on. I'm tuning in. I'm shoving aside my husband. He's like, want to watch a show? I'm like, no way. This girl's enrolling everybody. Like, she's crushing. No, I feel this. I want to learn from you. And y'all, none of us are any different. We are so, it literally, like, we all are nervous and the same. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we're all the same people. And I get nervous every time I come on at 6 a.m. and I've done like 15 of them. It's still nerve wracking. I see Amy on there and I'm like, okay, but you just get, I mean, no, not at all, Nicole. I'm so pumped for you to be on here sharing.
Good evening, it went badly.
Oh, Courtney, you just muted me, but I unmuted myself. I don't know if when you start muting people, if it's going to mute me. So if anybody can't hear me for whatever reason, and because I've done this before, the last power hour I did, I was muted for 10 minutes and I didn't realize that I was talking and nobody heard me and they were trying to get my attention and it was so embarrassing. So, but I don't want to do that again. So, okay, let's get started. First of all, I never wear glasses. I should be. I'm getting older and hard to see a lot of things, but I have some notes here and I don't want to have to be reading things to you guys and you'd be like, huh, what are you saying? All right, so so here I'm going to have some challenges for you guys to do tonight. All right. What I want to start off by saying, and I'm sure you all know this right now, but for the amount of people that have been in this business, you know, for even a day, a week, 2 months, 3 months, 7 months, 10 months, whatever it is, it's getting down to the wire. Like, I have goosebumps. I am so excited that there still is time. I'm actually, when I joined July 30th, I thought that we were launching in October. Then October came and went. And then it wasn't until January. And now January is approaching and no one's giving any date as to when we are exactly launching, but I know it's going to be happening soon. I think we all know it's going to be happening sometime in 2021. I'm sure sooner than later, but now that we are at the time of it's almost go time, it's like, wow, I feel like this like time it's coming down to the last minute and you want to make sure you get your contacts, like, you want to reach out to them. You want to be the one to reach out to them. You don't want to have somebody steal that person away. I've heard 2 times already this week, 2 times from people. I don't know if they're on or not, because I know there's a lot of people on here, but 2 times already this week, I have heard that somebody finally went to their, like their dream team lister, and guess what? They finally got the courage to reach out to her. She's a savvy brand rep already. So she didn't get a chance to get to her first. Then somebody else reached out to someone, went back to them and reached out to them again. And she was a brand rep. But you know what happened? We get ghosted, and that's normal and that's common. And you know what? Like, it's on us. It's not on them. You know, I tell people all the time, like, the people that we're reaching out to, we can't claim them. We can't say, well, I got to them first, so they're mine. Back off. You know, it's more about what they feel and their connection with that person versus you. And if that person is going to be relevant and in front of their face and reaching back out to them, then that's the person they're going to want to connect to and join with. So we are coming down to crunch time, and I have challenges for you guys. And I want to, oh, here comes my dog ready to knocking at the door. So I may have to let him in. But here I have a question for you guys. Okay, number 1, not sure if everybody has a message that they have crafted. You know, sometimes people say, I still don't know what to say. And we're going to talk about that. Okay. So I want to know, like, do you have your message crafted? Are you good at follow-up? Do you have an appointment where you set your follow-up? Because you can't say to someone, let me know what you think, and then expect them to reach back out to you. They are not, 9 times out of 10, it's more you on them. You have to be following up with them. All right, our job is to get a live video in front of their faces, whether it's going to be a recording or to a live Zoom. That's our job, is just to get as many people in front of a video, whether it's live or recorded. Okay, so let's talk about strategy. First, I want to talk about mindset. I'm not able to see everybody, but I kind of want to see, with a show of hands, how many people have reached out to at least one person throughout their savvy experience or network marketing experience, where you've reached out to someone. I see hands going up, but I'm not done. Where you reached out to someone with a random message and you didn't get a message back. You were ghosted. I can't turn the page, but I'm going to assume that it's probably going to be 100% of you, right? So now, how many of you guys, with a show of hands, get frustrated by this? Be honest. Okay. Now, let me ask you this with another show of hands. How many of you, when you get messaged, oh my God, that's the cutest little kid ever. I love it, Mariella. Now, how many of you, when you get a message, do you respond to every single message that you get? Is anyone going to put their hand up? If you do, all good for you, because I don't, okay? I think we all know that, you know, how many times we have gotten a message from someone and then we get distracted. Your child wants you, your husband wants you, you get another message from someone, you forgot you have to take care of something. So you don't mean to, you know, not to ignore that person. You don't mean to not reach back out to them, but life gets in the way. And I think we all forget that at times, right? So here's my next thing. When we're attached to the outcome, when it's you that's reaching out to other people and we're attached to the outcome, we get more emotional about it. And I was just training a team last night. I see someone on today. I was training a team last night and I said, I'm like, you know, when you're responding, when you're reaching out to someone, of course you want to get a response back, right? I remember, like, there are so many times when I sent out e-bites to people and I would get so frustrated. I'm like, oh, they viewed it. They saw it. They saw the invite. Why are they not responding? There's like 3 days left to the party and why is no one responding? Or why is this person not responding? That's so rude, right? But then when I get the invite, I am the last person to respond. The last person. And it just, you know, it just goes to show that when you're putting yourself in that other person's shoes or that other position, you're not realizing that you are that person on the other end. But we get so frustrated and so annoyed because we want that answer. We want to have that control. We can have that control, and that control is taken away from us. And therefore it frustrates us, right? So this is, you know, when you have reached out to people and they have ghosted you, it makes a bigger impact on us because we really want them to respond. We really want them on our team. But, you know, like, that's not the case because they don't always have savvy on their minds the way we have savvy on our minds. So here is what I'm going to have you guys do. Here's a first challenge for you. Is there anyone on here, and I can't see everybody, but is there anyone on here that, like, just got started or randomly never got ghosted by anybody that you reached out to for savvy? You can put it in the chat. Like, if you're like, nope, everyone wrote me back, I'm cool, I'm good. Good for you. Tell me your secret. But I'm going to say that 99.9% of the time, you're being ghosted. So what I'm going to challenge you guys to do Because a lot of times people on my team will say, what do I say to someone who ghosted me? How do I get back in touch with them? All right. So if you don't remember, because I'm telling you, again, the same person I'm training, I'm staring at her right now, I'm not going to call her out, but the same person I'm training, and I've said this on 2 or 3 different calls now, she ghosted me. Okay. There's one person on here who ghosted me. I started July 30th. I reached out August 3rd. And honestly, my business took off. I forgot I even reached out to her. No offense. Totally forgot I reached out to her. But my business was moving. It was moving along so fast, right? And then all of a sudden, randomly, November comes along. She's reaching out to me saying, all right, I need to hear about this. I look back at my message. I'm like, oh my God, I reached out to her in August. I am at fault. I never reached back out. I never wrote her again. Thank God nobody else contacted her. Thank God she didn't see someone else's random post that was up there. Thanks, Steph. Thank God she didn't have someone else that she wanted to join, because she's killing it right now, killing it. And she's only doing this 3.5 weeks, and she's like in top enroller and top customer pool, and it's just incredible. So yes, thank God she's with me. Okay. But listen, it happens, and that's okay that it happens. But right now, what we're going to do, because I told you guys to come with your list. So I want you to take the next 10 minutes or so, and you're going to go through your lists, and you're going to share a message to those people who ghosted you. And if you made your list once, and they're probably on other people's lists also. And other people are probably thinking of them the way you thought of them. Okay. And if you don't remember who you messaged, because you messaged so many people like I did, go back to your texts, go back to your Facebook Messenger, wherever that you really send your messages, and type in the search. Like for me, I always use the word opportunity. Okay. Type in something that you use in your crafted message that will bring up all those people that you totally even forgot that you sent a message to. Okay. And I am going to do a copy and paste. You're welcome to use mine. You're welcome to do your own. I'm going to put it here in the chat. I don't know why there's a question mark right there. But what I like to do when I write people, I like to always insert something complimentary in the beginning. There are times that other people reach out and they say, hey, how are you? And just get into their message. Bring up something complimentary, something nice, where you're complimenting them about something. You can even go back to their page. You could even, put something in like, how was your trip? Or how's your daughter doing? I know she broke her leg. I don't know, something that's relevant if you want. Okay. And I want you to go back. I said, and hey, X, enter something complimentary. I wanted to circle back with you about my last message. If you're anything like me, you probably looked at it and got distracted a second later. Multitasking is a story of my life. So I would love to share more about the Savvy opportunity. I keep thinking how you would be good at this because, and that's where you're going to fill in the gap. Why do you think they're good at this? They're going to be good at this. What is it about them that's keeping them on your forefront of your brain? Is it that they're very networked? Is it that they are into fitness? Is it that they're, you see their pictures and they're constantly running around? Do they, are they influential? Like, what is it about them? Okay. So you're going to tell them why. And then you can say, we're actually introducing a brand new category tomorrow. You have conversation to open up with them, right? You have something new that you're bringing back to the table. So we are introducing a brand new category tomorrow, loungewear, and it's incredibly cute. Our company is blowing up right now. I have a feeling you would kill it. Would you be open to taking a look and helping me launch this brand? So I just want you to go take close to 10 minutes, go find those people that ghosted you, go use a message, and go reach out to them. Now, I have someone asking, which she just started with me. And Dana, I got you covered, because I said, if this is your first power hour and you never got ghosted by anyone, in Savvy, especially, okay? I'm sure at some point you all will, and that's okay. That's gonna happen, and that's normal, and just expect it and just be okay with it. But maybe use this time to go through your list and start cleaning up your Facebook. Start unfollowing the people that you don't want to see on your feed anymore. Like maybe you're coming from another business and you don't want to see post after post after post after post after post and have them take up your entire feed. Don't unfriend them, unfollow them. You're going to still be friends with them, but you just don't want to see their stuff. So take that time. If you haven't been ghosted, take this time and go back and go clean up your friends list, because it's going to be very important moving forward as you're working with Savvy. So if you have any questions, let me know, but let's go. I'll come back on around 9. You know what, we're going to do like a little less than 10 because I want to get to everything. 9:24, 9:25. I'm going to come back on here. So go do that. Okay, I'm gonna unmute myself because I'm sure if you guys still have people that you're writing, and that means you were ghosted by a lot of people, you can continue to do this anytime you're ghosted. Just if you want to use this message, put it to the side, copy, paste it, and attach it anytime, in another message that you are reaching out to someone when they actually do that to you. Okay. So I'm going to skip on over to my something that I wanted to finish with last, but I think it's important to have this up here. Does everyone have a message crafted? Does everyone feel confident with a message that they want to craft to every single person that they want to send out a prospect message to? And if you don't, then here are the key points. I have talked about this with my team plenty of times. Here are the key points in the chat that you do not want to leave out. Okay. Like a lot of times people say, what's your language? What's your reach out? What do you say? And it's not really about, the exact verbiage that it is, but it's more about the key points that you don't want to leave out when crafting a message. All right. So when you're writing a message to someone, it's always, I'm that person. I'm always, hi, how are you? Insert something complimentary. You always want to say a new opportunity fell in your lap. You always want to mention that we're in pre-launch, best timing, being first, new athleisure wear brand. Here's something I always suggest. You tell people why you joined. I wound up taking a look at this because, or I jumped in because. Why? Why did you jump in? And try to think more than I wanted more money, because there are so many ways that we can all make money. So really connect to you. Like, I know people say connect to your why, but make it more than just about money, or more than just about, giving back, or more than just about, I want to be part of a community, because there are so many different companies you can be a part of that will do all that for you. So what was it about Savvy? Because people are going to want to know that. They're going to want to be connected to that. And then you want to tell them what you're thinking of them for. Why are you reaching out to them? I'm reaching out to you because you're very networked. I'm reaching out to you because you're extremely influential. I'm reaching out to you because you are, into fitness and everyone really values what you wear, or will always ask you what clothing that you're wearing at the end of a class. Like, why are you wanting them? Okay. And then you're always going to end your message with, are you open to listening to a quick info session about the opportunity? Or are you open to hearing more? Are you open to, never about let me know, because they're not. They're not going to let you know. And also I say, don't say, are you interested? And I always give this example, like they may wear pearls and high heels. They may not be interested in comfy clothes or athleisure wear, but they may be open to the opportunity that you have for them. So it is a lot about the word choice. Okay. One word can change the entire meaning. So here is this, and I want you to take a look at that. Now, what I wanted to do, and it's already 9:30, but I kind of, the last activity I was going to do, I kind of want to do it now, and then we can close it off, with other things as we have less time. Need some volunteers. Anyone want to? Oh, I see a hand, Sarah. All right, Sarah, be my volunteer. Can I unmute you, or can you? Okay.
Yeah,
so, all right. So just whatever it is, we're going to go along. We're going to play around with this. Okay. Now, a lot of people say, how do you introduce Savvy if you're just having a conversation? Like, what if you run into someone, even if you're in a mask and you're at Starbucks or whatever, like, how do you just incorporate Savvy into a conversation? Or how do you incorporate Savvy into a conversation when you're just saying hi on Instant Messenger? Like, where is the time that you're supposed to incorporate it? All right. So basically, I'm going to pretend, Sarah, and I'm going to pretend that we're on Facebook Messenger right now. And I haven't seen Sarah, and even though Sarah's 24, I'm going to say I haven't seen her in 20 years. So let's pretend you're a little older, Sarah.
Okay.
Or maybe I babysat you, right? Probably could have done that. Anyway, so I'm, going to open it up and I'm like, wow, I want to reach out to Sarah. Sarah would be absolutely amazing. I know that, she would just kill it. Right. So I'm going to reach out to Sarah and I'm not going to think twice because I'm just that person. I go for it. I want someone, I want to go get them. Okay. So Sarah, I'm just going to kind of pretend and play around and I am going to say something and I want to see what you would say back. As if I messaged you, then what would you say back? Okay. So, all right. Hey, Sarah, how are you? It's been so many years. My God, you look beautiful. I haven't seen you in so long. It's been so long since I babysat you. You came a long way, but whatever. How is everything going? I mean, I know life is crazy right now, but I see that you're living in Florida. Tell me what's going on. Stop.
Okay.
Then I wait for Sarah to finally get back to me.
And I will tell you, I'm the first person to forget to respond to people. So I always work on giving people grace because I'm like, it's not that I'm trying to ignore people, but life happens. And I'm not married and don't have kids. So for those of you that are married and have kids, I really give you guys a lot of grace. But I would honestly respond and just say, hey, it's so nice to hear from you. Yeah, it's been such a crazy year. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Everything's been great here in Florida. I would share something about, I recently moved down here and started a private practice. I'm loving what I'm doing, but definitely challenging being far from family. How's everything going with you? And I would say something, it looked like your holiday was really beautiful with your kids. What's been going on with you?
Okay. Now you're good. You're good. You're not like everybody where that typically say,
I'm good.
Everything's great. How are you doing? So here is, did everyone hear that conversation, that back and forth? Okay. Now, does everybody know what they would say next from our conversation? Like, where would you take it? Would you take it right to Savvy? Would you take it to another back and forth? I don't know what your guys' feelings is on that. And it really doesn't matter whether you do that or not. The point is to obviously not verbal vomit and to push, Savvy onto somebody at the wrong time. Okay. So, so then I would say back to Sarah, all right, let's see. So how is everything with your family? I'm not one of those people that will say, everything's great. Life is awesome. It's perfect. It's great. Like, I'm so happy you're great too. Everything's great. Like, no, because we're not all great. Like, life is not great at all. And I'm not going to say it's miserable for everybody, but life is not great. It's just not. Like we're all going through something. Every single one of us is going through something. And I like to be vulnerable. I like to share that, there are some struggles on my end because when I open up, other people open up. And I have found, I'm going to go back to the conversation in a second, Sarah, but what I have found with people is if I say everything's great and then they say everything's great, then life is great. Bye. Conversation's over. But I have found that when people say, oh, everything is great, and then I go back to them and I say, oh, well, that's so good to hear. I'm glad things are going so well. Sarah, wow, your life sounds so amazing in Florida. Yes. You know what? Like it's hard. Life is hard. I have 3 teens. They're living through, a crazy pandemic. I couldn't imagine growing up at this day and, during these times, but this is where I would insert something savvy. But thankfully, I have my new opportunity that brings me so much, well, I don't know, that brings so much positivity into my life. And I need that right now. And then I would just stop. I'm not mentioning Savvy anymore. And my hopes are that she's going to come back and say to me,
okay, so at that point, I'm someone that very similarly, like if I'm just giving a few word answers, somebody's going to give that back or less. Don't ever expect anybody to give more because that's just super unlikely. So I would respond to something like that and just say, I would probably validate that times are hard, things are challenging. And, I would probably share something that I'm going through or something that my family's going through. And I would say something like, I'm so glad you found something that brings you joy. Like, tell me about it. I would ask, like, what's that been like for you? Or knowing Nicole, even if I didn't know her personally, but through social media, I would have said, is this, are you still with the same company? Like, what's been going on? What are you doing? Or I would go look at her page to see, like, is there something that indicates what she's been doing? And so I would ask some type of question as to, like, I'm so glad, what new opportunity are you doing?
Right. So that's exactly, a lot of people say, well, what do I say? How do I insert it? And honestly, I just really turn it around to, like, when they say, how are you? I immediately turn it into, well, life is, I have my little pitch inside my head. I'm not going to act like life is amazing. I'm not going to act like life is great. And that's just my segue into savvy. And you have to figure out what your segue into savvy would be. So if someone says, how are you? What are you going to say? Everything's wonderful. I have a new opportunity, whatever you want to say. But this is why I posted this up here, because you can always copy and paste, this in your notes and use this for another time and pull little things from there. Because what I would go back to Sarah is, oh, well, I just a new opportunity fell in my lap. It's, a brand new, and I go right, from here. If I didn't know what to say, it's a brand new athleisure wear brand and it's pre-launch phase. It's athleisure wear. I mean, who doesn't wear athleisure wear these days? And then I would stop, because here's what we all have to remember. If you want to go an informal route, if you don't want to just do like a message to somebody, a flat out message, then you have to remember, like, if someone is standing in front of your face and you're going back and forth in a conversation, you have to kind of give them time to answer, give them time to hear what you have to say, really like you're having that conversation. So, I would just stop and I would wait for her to come back to me and say, I don't know, Sarah, like, wow, great. Brand new athleisure wear brand. Tell me about it, and then that's when I can say, oh, it's amazing. I love the clothing, listen, actually, I would love to share more with you if you're open to hearing about it. You always are, you're such a, you're always so friendly, you're social, you're influential, like people really respect your opinion. Would you ever be open to hearing more? Hearing about the opportunity? And that's when she ghosts me, right? That's what happens. Like, that's when you're like, oh my God, now I'm ghosted. So that's what I do. So what I want you guys to do is go to your list. Actually, no, not yet. Don't go to your list. Now I'm going to go back to something else. Now here's my next challenge to you. Go to Facebook. Is everyone here on Facebook, like, utilizing it like a lot? I know we do it for business, but does everybody know on the bottom right-hand side, when you see people in the Facebook Messenger chat, like who's live and who's active? Go find people, because we're on social media. It wants you to be social. We're in network marketing. We need to network, right? So maybe you guys can add people to your list right now. Maybe you didn't think of certain people. So go to the bottom of Facebook, the bottom right-hand corner, see who's on. Now, I'm going to write something here for you. You guys can copy and paste. Hold on. Hold on. As a first message to send someone that you see on, this is what I have done right here. Oh, I wrote it to Lori privately. Whoops, sorry. Hold on. We white lie. I'm good at white lying. Okay. So I wasn't going on to find someone that I saw someone else, like I was about to write somebody else. But what I am doing is pretending I was going to do that. So find somebody, go down that list. Someone that you really were like, oh, wow, why didn't I think of her? Or, oh, she's on my list and she's on right now. Like, pretend that you see them outside of a store. Here is your opportunity. They are live, they are active, they are in front of you right now. Are you going to take that chance? Because that chance may never happen again. So go to them, right? Hey, Sarah, insert something nice, whatever. I was just going to write another friend on Facebook Messenger. I see you're on here. It's been forever. I wanted to reach out and say hello. Obviously, make this your own. Happy holidays to you. Did you go away at all a break? Doing anything for New Year's? I know times are crazy right now. Honestly, I just wanted to let you know it was great to see your name pop up here. So I wanted to say hi. It would be great to catch up. Hope everyone's staying healthy. XO, Nicole. Go find people to write. Go start writing. And when they write you back and they say, how are you? That's when you are going to do what Sarah and I just role played before, where you can insert savvy. How's that sound? Cool? Dana's asking, can you do this on your well, someone said, can you do this on your iPhone? Yes, you can do it on your iPhone. If you go to, on the bottom of the iPhone, I don't know if you guys can see, but on the bottom, it'll say chats. It'll say chats and people. And if you click on people, it'll show you everybody that's active online right now. Does everyone see that? And then Dana, stupid question, how do I maximize that list of all online? You mean like seeing more people? I'm not sure. Oh, if you're on the computer, then it should show you like how many people are, like I'm looking at mine right now, and it says in the bottom right-hand corner, there's like there's like two people, it looks like, and it says active contacts 398. So for me, there's 398 people that are active online right now. So I think at least for me, I can find a good 5 or 10 people to write right now saying, pretending that I'm writing somebody else, but we're not, we're intentional. We're doing this to reach out to them. So take about 10 minutes or so and go start up conversations, okay? All right, I just unmuted myself because I want to just touch on one last thing. And I actually have somebody on here that just joined me, and I use this strategy with her. So, so who uses a story with the poll? Does anyone use like polls? Okay. Now, has anyone ever clicked on one of your polls and you're like, there is no way that person wants to hear about that, right? Like Mike does not want, like when I was Rodan and Fields, I'm like, oh geez, he doesn't want a lash boost, but maybe he wants it for his wife, right? So you don't ever want to assume, you don't ever want to say like, nope, they didn't mean to do it. But what you're going to do is you're going to throw it out there that you don't know if they meant to do it or not. Because guess what? Do you know how many times I have gone to people, and this is why I now state my message this way. There are so many people that have answered my polls, and I've gone back to them and I have said, oh, I see that you answered about blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm so excited you want to hear more information. And they're like, what did I answer? What did I click? I didn't click on anything. And I'm like, oh, geez, like that's just embarrassing, right? So now I kind of just make it known, right? So here is what I do. So I had someone on here, they just clicked on a poll. I was like, uh-oh, I have no idea if she wants to or not. I was worried because she was from my last business. I'm like, do I bring it up? Do I not bring it up? Like, I'm scared. What do I say? I don't want anything in writing. But I did this exact thing. Hi, stranger, how are you? I see you voted on my poll. I mean, I wrote about the loungewear, right? But it could be about anything. See, you voted on my poll about, you know, wanting to hear more about our, you know, our compression leg, whatever you want to say. Not sure if you meant to click on the poll or if it was an accident, but I didn't want to ignore you. Either way, it was great to see your name pop up, and it would be nice to just say hello. There are so many people that have written back and said, and it's basically like you're taking that pressure off of them to say, yeah, actually, I didn't mean to press it. Like you're already giving them the out. So you're saying, you know, it's okay if it was an accident, but I'm just happy to hear from you anyway. And guess what? I did it to my friend, I don't know, last week, and she's here on this power hour tonight. So she didn't even mean to, I don't even think she meant to click it, but we had a conversation and it got started. And I used the, you know, the language of how are you back and forth. And then I inserted savvy. And the funniest thing, and I'm not going to say her name, so I don't want to call attention to her, but the funniest thing, I will talk about this, is that I did, you know, bring up, I said, you know, I know you clicked on the, that you wanted to hear more about whatever it was, okay, the picture. And she wrote me back and she's like, oh, it's so great to hear from you. And, you know, I always want to hear about your opportunity. And I'm like, no, it's not what I said. I didn't say opportunity. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, maybe this is not good. So I wrote her and I said, no, actually, maybe you didn't realize what you clicked, but you clicked on for an item of clothing. I said, but no worries. I'm just so happy. How are you? And I didn't make it about the opportunity because I was scared to address it because we were in another company together and I didn't want it to look awkward. Okay. But she still wanted to hear about it. We got a conversation going. So, you know, it's okay to do that. So you can take the remainder of the time you have here. You can still work on your ghosting message. You can still work on your Facebook. You know, I randomly saw you on your message. You know, now you guys can do that all the time because you're always going to have people on. Your list is never going to be short. And you're always going to have someone new to add. Okay. But if you had a poll that you created today and somebody answered and you're like, oh no, I'm like, I don't know how to get in touch with this person, or maybe they didn't mean to press it, take that message and go back and you'll never know where that one conversation can go. Okay, so copy, paste that, think of that idea, use that in the future, create another poll that starts tonight, you know, and if you haven't brought up the sweatsuit, you know, then bring it up, the loungewear, then bring it up. Say which option, you know, would you choose? You know, are you a loungewear person? You know, yes, and you know, never, or so whatever. And then if they click on it, you know, and they respond, and you're not scared if you don't know if the response was accurate or not, if they were supposed to respond to you, write them with the message back. And I'm doing that, and I'm giving that to you because I think polls are huge. I think questions are huge, because if you're going to interact with people, you don't only want to interact with them on your Facebook feed, but you want to interact with them in your story. And you also want to respond to other people's polls. And you don't even want to just do a like and a love and an everything. You want to write cute story, cute pic, get that conversation going. So I gave you 3 suggestions, 3 challenges, take that with you moving forward. Use that in other situations. And if anyone ever wants another ear, I can't promise I could do it for everyone, but I am good at people sending me their snapshots and me saying where I think I would take the conversation to next time, and how I would implement Savvy. So if you want to find me on Facebook, send me a message, be like, Nicole, eye this over, let me know how you would implement it here. Totally send it my way, and I will do what I can to give you my feedback. If anyone has any questions, please let me know.
No, can I add in on that, Nicole?
Yeah.
Just one bit. I totally think that is so important too. I'm going to be taking you up on that, friend. I'm going to be like, hey, Nicole, can you give me a perspective on this? Because 100%, you guys, I feel like learning, this is what's so amazing about our team, about our leadership, about our company, is that people are willing to, you guys are all showing up here. We're over 50 people on here at 9 o'clock ready to work. And people want to see, like, I think we all want to see each other succeed more than even ourselves. And I think that that's really important. And what Nicole just said is so huge. And you're bringing people in. I think having that confidence, you're bringing people into a community of that, of people wanting to see other people succeed. And I also think that use that, like, I'm going to use that to Nicole. She's the freaking top and roller going on over here. Like, I'm going to be like, hey, can you help me with this? Because I think getting a different perspective is really important too. And the more that we can grow from each other and learn from each other and realize that, like, we are all like in our own truths. Like, we have all been raised in one way. We all have like our own truths. And the more that you can, exactly what Nicole just said, like, she has a gift for this. Other people have a gift for this aspect. And that's what these power hours are so amazing for, is sharing the gifts. And it's so incredible that we have leaders that are willing to do that. But I think that that is a really key thing. I mean, there's a lot of threads. There's a lot of individuals. If you have a question, like, take a screenshot and say, what would you say? And you're going to learn something. I promise. You might not even want to use what they say. Like, you might be like, yeah, never mind. I'm not saying that, but I'm going to say that on the next time, or I'm going to say that another time. I think that that is, the more, as adults, I feel like we get so stuck in our own way, and we think on our own terms and our own truths, and we have it, like, we've become into this scenario. And I think that that's what's so beautiful and powerful about what we're doing as a company and as a culture and as a community, is that we're sharing and we're showing different perspectives and we're showing different ways to do this. And Nicole, that was amazing. I took so many notes.
Thank you.
Like, that was every aspect of it. But I think that that last point is so huge. Like, screenshot and ask somebody else. It doesn't have to be Nicole, like, no offense, but you don't have to get bogged down with everybody. But ask a friend, ask somebody that you have seen on one of these power hours, ask somebody who you admire, like, just send a message and say, what would you say back? Because I think that that is super powerful, what you just said, because we can get stuck not knowing what to say. And somebody else can look at it and immediately, like, come up with something and be like, oh, I would say this. And it might not be exactly how you say it, but it's going to give you, like, a direction. And I think that that is really key and really helpful.
And what I want to end on is, and thank you, Courtney. And what I want to end on is, what's very interesting is our brains all will see something different. Our brains will all go in such a different direction. No two people are going to have the same thought process as to where their conversation is going to go. And that is important to remember. So if there's no right or wrong thing to say, it's just getting the right information in front of them. It's not really the whole content. It's more about giving them the facts behind it. Okay, so like even like when I looked up a quote and just to read this, even though I don't need to read this, it's something that we all know, but it says, I've learned that two people can look at the exact same thing and see something totally different. So you could send a message to one person and they could be like, oh, say this. And then someone can send it to me. I'd be like, huh? That's not even where I would go with that at all, But that doesn't mean that anyone's wrong. It just means that everyone has a different point of view. And that's why these power hours are so powerful, because you can walk away with, everyone can have the same, like someone could do a power hour tomorrow morning, speak about all the points that I'm speaking about right now, but they can have a different way that they're saying it. And that's going to resonate with you a little bit better than how I said it. And that's what's important. So, so remember that. That's it.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, Nicole.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, if she's willing, she'll be on here to train us many more times. Like
if you'll have me, sure.
Thank you.
I did record this, so this will be in the unit. So tag your teams and share that. I think we have a lot in the units now, which is amazing too. So thank you y'all for showing up. And Nicole, that was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. Bye, everyone. Thank you for hopping
you.
on.
Thank you.